This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
Timed it perfectly. Got back just in the nick of time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night. This is good old BMR in studio. Also in studio, Krista, Tex, and Monica. I might be joined shortly. I don't know, later. Brandi might even pop in. I don't know. She's doing something else on another show, doing a little interview. Thanks to everybody for coming in. It's Late Night. A little late start today. I was watching some other, I was on Donnie's show. Donnie Show says stuff, watching a little, the Greg Ogles film, so it was pretty cool. I'll have to go back and watch the rest of it a little later. Thanks for everybody for coming on in. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to Bigfoot Michiganrob on YouTube, The Bonds and the Booze Paranormal Podcast on YouTube, Texas Front Porch Found on YouTube, Monica Rollins, Our Paranormal World, Paranormal Paul, and of course, I was just love Donnie's show. Donnie Cho says stuff. Thanks everybody for coming in. Little late start as I mentioned, but the show always goes on without avail. Finally got my computer up and running. Thanks to everybody for buying my books. Bigfoot Michiganrob presents True Cryptid Encounters Book 1 and 2 available on Amazon. All you need to do is type Bigfoot Michiganrob in your Amazon browser. Leave a review. That does help push analytics. So I appreciate that. Hit the like button, share this out, subscribe if you're new, all that good jazz. And we got the conference coming up. But before I get into the conference, I'm going to bring up my illustrious panel from left to right. Krista, what's up? And now I can't hear you. And I see you're on mute.
Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
I was just saying hi to everybody in chat. So.
Yes, well, you're very nice with
I did find out. Paul did text me, so you will get to watch the ending. I guess they're going to do part 2 next week on Donnie's show.
Oh, very nice. Cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was fascinating, especially when he was wearing that, whatever the hell you call it, Estes method.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of freaky.
Mm-hmm. You might just see me and Brandi pop up on that show.
He might just.
Might just.
Someone you won't see on that show, Monica Rollins. How's it going?
What a douche, man.
Well, she wasn't in the film.
Oh.
That's right. You were referring to you and Brandi are in the film.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Hi, Monica.
Hello.
And we can hear her now because backstage we started out, we couldn't hear her.
Monica had me a little worried because I just got this new setup. I spilled water in my other computer and fried out the system. So it's like my third day with the computer. And like I couldn't hear Monica earlier. She couldn't hear me. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. What's going on? Well, Monica mysteriously had some what do you call them? iPads or something?
My AirPods.
AirPods.
Yeah. My computer decided to connect the audio randomly, like out of the blue, to my AirPods that are on the charger in the other room. So
oh wow.
I don't know how that happened or why.
Yeah, well, it does happen with technology. Speaking of technology, Tex is in the dark, it looks like tonight. I'm going to bring up Mr. Tex. Hey, Tex.
He's in the dark, isn't he?
You got a light up. He's got the lights dimmed.
Well, I was watching the movie.
They're out.
Yeah, no, you look all right. Yeah, your beard is really popping tonight.
Yeah. I can, well, and the longer and fuller it gets, I'm getting to where on a good moon night, I don't have to have a flashlight. It just reflects the moonlight in front of me. And
Well, thanks you guys for joining. A little late start, of course, but we just started the 11 o'clock a couple of weeks ago. So, we're all kind of night owls, I guess. And tomorrow's Sunday. Most of us don't work on Sunday. We get to sleep in just a little bit, except for the ladies that have the kids. I'm sure they get you up pretty early.
Not mine. Mine sleep.
Well, they are older. They dig their sleep. And,
mine don't sleep till noon if you let them.
Yeah.
So what, the next day, you said?
Till noon. Easy.
Oh, noon. Yeah. Oh, how did I get the next day out of noon? I don't know.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. There you go. I imagine that's a great thing, though, when your kids do sleep into noon. You don't have to deal with them on the weekends. Just let them sleep. Oh, they're getting up already. It's only 12. They're getting up at 12. Jeez, go back.
Go back to
They
bed.
can cook for themselves and do everything for themselves.
Yep.
Well, that's that good age. That's a good age. Buying the time here for everybody to come on in. A lot of people on tonight, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Good to help.
I think it's
right now, Rob, get closer to your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's we got another cold and nasty weather snap coming through, and everybody's indoors, not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm wearing a hat because I was shoveling snow all day long because as you guys know, I got rid of my snowblower some time ago. And so, we've gotten 13 inches in the last 2 days, and it's going to snow until tomorrow morning. So I got a lot of work to do. I just shoveled and then went in the house. And it was
you had that
again.
snowblower.
I do. I didn't use it for like 3 years. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to, go sell it. So there's a pawn shop down the road. I said, hey, give me $100 for this. You can have it. Oh, yeah, sure. That's a good one. I'm like, yeah, well,
I'd give you $100 for a snowblower. I'm just saying.
You what?
I'd give you $100 for a snowblower. Yeah. That's cheap. You sold it cheap.
Oh, it's really cheap. Yeah. I had it. It was about 10 years old. Still worked though.
Well, they probably sold it for about $500.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Probably tax. Well, we have a conference going on, as everybody knows.
We do.
But we have to keep promoting it because I got to tell you, we might be fully packed in another 2 months with this. I'm just going through my crap here. Mm-hmm. As you know, Chris, I can't read that. September 19th and 20th, the Crossing Realms Conference in
Richmond, Missouri.
Richmond, Missouri. UFOs, paranormal, and cryptids. I got to wake up a little bit here. And after that, I cannot read, Krista. So why don't you tell us our special guests, and who's hosting this thing, by the way? I don't even know these people.
I don't even know these people, me either. Okay, so we're going to go backwards. We added Martin Groves to the lineup of speakers. He's going to be speaking on that Friday night. Miguel Ramirez, Sasquatch Theory, Sir Bryden Bowden. He's going to be there speaking. Danny and Frankie from Haunted Souls Paranormal. They're going to bring the haunted car. Greg Ogles is going to be there. Dr. Dean Bertram, Ron Murphy, Lady Ann Celine. They're going to be doing a presentation together. William Lunsford, Professor Heather Mosier, and my buddy Josh Hurd. Those are going to be our speakers. Then our special guests are Ken Gerhard, Dana Stricker, Brent Thomas, Ryan Edwards, Mike Familiant, Chris Garitano, Linda Eastburn, Dave Glidden, and what's the other one? I'm sorry, I got to write his name down, Tex.
Oh, Dale Boswell and Danielle Stedman.
Okay. Yep. So added those as special guests, and it is being hosted by us Island of Misfits here. Tex, Brandi and I, Monica, Paranormal Paul, Donnie Cho, Jason. Did I miss anybody?
Danielle.
I think Daniel. I think Donnie wanted to be now known as a featured.
Yeah, he's a special guest now.
He's a special guest.
He is special, isn't he? Yeah.
Donnie's something else.
Monica, we're all part of it. We're all doing it. We'll all be there.
Yeah.
all of us will be there. So come see us. Tickets are on sale on Eventbrite. You can look under Blondes and Booze or Crossing Realms Conference. It's on there. We just added, since we sold out of the ghost hunt, Kathy graciously has added some ghost tours. There's 2 that'll be on that Saturday. You can buy tickets. It's $10 a pop. And it's you get an hour in the museum, and she'll give you she's not doing it actually. A different paranormal team is going to do the ghost tour for her. But yeah, you'll get an hour and show you all the hot spots and all that kind of stuff, things that's happened in certain locations and things like that. So there's 2 different times you can sign up for that. And there's also a place too, if you would like to help sponsor this conference, you can also sign up for that as well. And you get some goodies, some benefits for doing that too.
And I think Doug Hijack's also one of our sponsors. Did you mention him from Monster
Yes.
Plus? Yeah,
Yep. Doug Hijack is one of our sponsors, and Para with a Normal is also one of our sponsors. And Chris Jordan, he's actually going to be our tech guy, so he's going to be there doing some good stuff. So, and then Tex, you are the MC.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Also, Marilyn is going to be doing a gallery reading too after the conference too, and you can sign up for that on Eventbrite as well. It's all listed.
And another reason too why we like to tell everybody about the conference is not to scare anybody, but as I understand, the hotel we're staying at is where all of us are staying is getting pretty well filled.
Pretty much
up,
full from what I'm hearing. But there are other places. There are, it's not like you got to go 20 miles to a hotel. There is another one I know 8 miles away in Lexington, Missouri too. So, and I think it's the Lexi Inn. It's a just kind of like a mom and pop hotel, but it is clean. I have stayed in that hotel.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, everybody that's coming on in, the super chat's open. Great way to support what we do around here. You can become a BMR pirate. Arr, mateys. Join today.
Arr.
Join the many. Arr, arr. Join the few. Depends on your point of view. I
Hey,
don't know
Felicia.
who I came up with that jingle. It just rhymes. Felicia Humphrey, good to see you. Yeah.
And then Amy just said there might be Airbnbs nearby, and I'm sure definitely you can find some Airbnbs around there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More and more people are going to that Airbnb. I know, Monica, you did it down in New Orleans.
Anytime I travel, I stay
Mhm.
at. I rent through VRBO, not Airbnb, but it's the
Mhm.
same thing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys: is that cheaper than sometimes? And
Sometimes
then,
it is, yeah.
Sometimes it is, yeah.
And then you factor in too, like, you rent a Airbnb. I mean, we do it all the time, Brandi and I, and like a lot of time, when you're out of town, you eat out all the time. Well, you can get you some sandwich stuff and just eat right there. It saves you some money that way too. You want to do that too.
Talking about staying in hotels and stuff, I was watching this thing on Vegas, right? Did you know that, like, if you're staying on the strip and all that kind of stuff, in the big hotels and all that kind of mess, that if the mini fridges that they have in the rooms,
Mhm.
if you, of course you use stuff, you get charged. Did you know that everything in there is on weight sensors?
Yeah.
I did not know that. If you move, you can take something out and put it back in, you get charged. If you move stuff around and put your own stuff in, you get charged.
I didn't know that.
What the hell kind of deal is that?
you get charged.
Yeah.
Well,
I just thought that was great.
Touch the mini fridge when I go stay.
Yeah.
But I don't like Vegas. So when I
See,
had to go there, I wouldn't touch the fridge.
See, I wasn't. We went, but we kind of. I don't know. We kind of have a bad experience because we stayed at, unfortunately, one of the worst hotels you can stay at.
What, Circus?
Yes.
Oh, I nailed it.
Now wait a minute. You stayed at a circus.
it's a hotel and a casino.
Boy.
Yeah, stayed at the circus. I do not recommend it unless you have kids.
Don't go to the strip if you've got kids. I mean, Vegas isn't a children's.
Yeah.
Why would you take kids to Vegas? I sure wouldn't.
Well, they're trying to do this whole family-friendly thing. But to me, when you're walking down the strip and you're getting handed stuff for, cat houses and everything else, it's kind of hard to be family-friendly.
Speaking of cat houses.
Oh, boy.
This is the wrong show for that, Rob. Donnie's the other one.
It's PG-13, really.
Okay.
The late night show.
Yeah, most kids are in bed. If you're 13, and if you're 13, you can't be watching anyway. I think I got a no kids thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, T-Bone, for gifting 5 new pirates to the family. T-Bone is so awesome. Thanks, T-Bone. Appreciate it. Back to what I was saying. It was who won the Super Bowl, Krista?
Not the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know. I was rooting for the Chiefs. So anyway, going back to
I turned the game off, to be honest with you. I didn't watch it all. I couldn't.
The only upside to the Eagles winning that is if the Cowboys can trounce them next season. That's the only good thing about the Eagles winning.
Well, the Lions can too, because that's, I think, our opening night matchup on Thursday Night Football. We got that matchup. So
nice.
Yeah. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. So the Philadelphia Eagles, now this is so, you guys, come on. A brand new cat house that opened in Las Vegas sent every squad member on the team, regardless if they're married, single, or whatever, sent them all free passes to sample the young ladies. And that's what, and that is what the invite said. Sample.
That's
the new ladies. Yes.
not degrading. All
There
right.
is so much I could say right now, but this is not that kind of show.
But no, it's not that type of show. But can you imagine getting an invite? Can you imagine?
No, I couldn't.
And listen, some of the Philadelphia players did, in fact, take up the offer.
I'm sure.
And 2 of them were married, and the wives busted them.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't condone it. Trust me. I'm not into that.
So here's my point about that. Like, okay, you can buy anything if you're rich, right? Including sex mates, right? Why would you revert to that kind of place when, like, you could have hot people, no matter what you look like or who you are, when you have money, right? So why would they sample one of those places? Is my question.
I don't know why.
Where they can, like, get anything.
Hey, listen, young dudes, 23 years old, that are single, fine, do what you want. You're a lot of money. Hey, whatever. If you want to get into that, fine. My thing is, these married, they are sending it to the whole team. They didn't care if they were married. And of course, the guys that got busted, they deserve to get busted, because I'm not for that. That's not part of my makeup in life. So yeah, those guys good. We got busted. Just like we had it down in Detroit, a lot of guys got busted from Atlanta Falcons. I'm like, come on, you guys, really? But anyway, I just thought that was just kind of interesting when we're talking about the Super Bowl.
Shocking.
I think it's funny they made it public.
Oh, public? Yeah, it was like all over.
Leaks.
Yeah. So.
What was that lady's name years ago that had the book, Heidi Fleiss or whatever?
Oh yeah.
It's like her book got out and the Philadelphia Eagles are in it.
Oh yeah. Well, she had her little black book, all the Hollywood types, but no one really cared about Hollywood. We know they do that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody cares about the NFL either at the end.
No, they don't. Really? I mean, only
they care less about the NFL than they do about,
Right.
somebody in Hollywood, their movie star.
Now, that's more newsworthy. No one knows Sam Flintstone from the Eagles, who got busted. Who didn't know. Big deal.
His wife thought it was a big deal.
In fact, one of the guys was on the practice squad. And guys on the practice squad don't make nearly what the team players make. Practice squad is they don't make.
Well, he was just cashing in on a perk if he doesn't make nearly what the other guys.
Yeah, right.
That's all he was doing, was cashing in on a perk. And those girls that are in those brothels, they're not ugly. They're not like they vet them in.
Really?
Oh yeah, they vet them. They're not
No.
like some
Oh.
cracked out girl you would see like on the corner.
They're not a $10 on the side of the road type of girl. No,
I didn't know that. That's what I was thinking when you said that.
no,
That's what I was
they're model like.
Tested constantly. There was a whole thing on HBO several years ago about one of the brothels out there in Las Vegas.
The
Wow.
bunny
Nevada,
ranch,
somewhere
wasn't
in Nevada.
Yeah, the bunny
it? The
ranch.
bunny
right?
ranch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do they test them, I wonder, for like diseases and
We-
stuff?
Oh, they have to. Yeah. And in
We
fact,
do.
some of the, I tell you what, it's not cheap. And the men get tested prior to having an encounter.
Really?
They, if you sign up for this, and yeah, I've seen that show too. It's not like I investigated. I wasn't interested. I could,
At 2 a.m, there ain't nothing else on the wall.
yeah, but I don't have 25 grand to drop. That's, anyways, so if you signed up,
That's
they
crazy.
schedule you out like a couple or 2 months down the road because you have to give samples of this, that, and the other to make sure that you are
I
clean.
mean, if you schedule it out, but they will take walk-ins and they do an in-person physical examination before
Oh,
anything
boy.
takes place. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, they're not going to turn down money. They probably get the quick screen.
That's funny.
Yeah, you're okay, I guess.
That's so.
Everything
Okay,
looks
so
normal.
my question is, how do they tell by a visual exam?
Well, they're making sure there's nothing draining that shouldn't
Yeah.
be draining.
Make sure you're not dripping like a
Everything
humid
is-
day in July.
Has the proper coloration, you know. They're just
You know,
like,
you got a plumbing problem with the continual drip, like some people have with faucet.
you got a leaky faucet. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
This really sounds like a Donnie Toe show.
Yeah, well, we're gonna for everybody, if you're new here, we do have a little fun on this show. We do 7 shows a week. I do like 4 now. Probably 5 with other co-hosting for my friends out here in Chatland, on the panel here. So we have fun on this show. We do get a little serious. We do some bizarre news, and typically I tell a little story toward the end and we break it down. So we'll see how that goes. So thanks for coming on in. Give a like, give a thumbs up.
I do have one more question back on the
Go
on
right
the,
ahead.
on the Vegas thing, real quick.
Go ahead.
So, how much does something like that cost? Like that they gave away all these for free? Like how much technically?
I don't
Depends
think
what
that
you
they
want.
gave it free away to the NFL players. They know they got loot, so they
Yeah.
probably
Depends
they
what you
probably
want.
gave them a ticket for a very specific thing, and there's a whole menu that you could probably add on to that if you wanted to.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
So let's say
absolutely.
you get X for free, but they got XYZ, WKV. I mean, they got everything else.
now
that you
this
could
is
probably
for
add
free,
on.
Mr. Johnson. However,
ABC, S&M.
Mr. Johnson, this is what you get for free, but here's if you choose to upgrade,
Yeah.
here's what we provide.
Wow.
You know, and they got a
Okay,
whole
I'm
big
probably
old
going
bar
to
in
put
there.
myself on a watch list here, but I'm going to look this up for y'all.
Oh, for us,
Well, I'm just curious as to what something like that costs.
it's not cheap, and they
Mhm.
make you negotiate ahead of time, and you've got to pay ahead of time.
Oh, you can negotiate.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the basic price for the Bunny Ranch, which is probably the most famous one out
All right.
there, is anywhere from $300 to $600 base pay.
So base probably is like second base, maybe.
No,
Oh
no,
No.
you're hitting a home run, but it's just how you hit the home run and what you do when you go lap the
It's a
bases.
very generic home run.
Okay.
It's a very missionary home run.
It's the basic, just lay down.
But it's the way you get around the bases that you pay for.
Gotcha.
It's how
Yeah. It's
how,
how you get
how adventurous do you want to get?
Gotcha.
yeah,
Mhm.
the number of outfielders, like
Yeah.
Yeah, how many
How big's
partners?
the catcher's mitt?
You know, is there gonna be handcuffs involved?
Yeah.
Ceiling fans.
let's
funny.
yeah.
Farm animals, I mean,
Like how much
animals.
gear you need as you're rounding the base.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Keith and Bigfoot Dwarf's comments are kind of funny. Keith says, "Yeah, that's what I want to do. Pay a premium to disappoint someone else." and then Bigfoot Dwarf says, "Foul ball."
Well, even if you're the dude and you're disappointing, they will tell you that you're spectacular because you're paying spectacular.
They're paid to smile. They're
Bigfoot
paid very
Dwarf
well.
says, how much to hit it out of the park?
You're probably talking, a couple of grand, I would think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Probably.
In
Oh, I'm
cash.
sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Of
though.
course, yeah. It's all they check your bank statements and everything from what I understand. But anyway.
Wow.
I don't think it's quite that extreme.
Well, I don't know, Monica,
They'll check your credit limit if you're trying to put it on your credit card, but
Now
what morons putting it on the credit card?
Yeah.
Right.
If you're single, whatever. If your
Single
wife's
moron,
cool with it,
yeah.
whatever. But if you're trying to slide into base on the DL, the credit card is probably not the route to go.
Oh, well, you can get a membership to the Bunny Ranch.
What does that cost you a year?
Let's see here.
It's only $2.99 to join my membership, by the way, everybody.
Right?
Yeah, there's probably
It's only $5,000, but it's broken into monthly installments.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the Bunny Ranch operates on a pay-per-service model, where customers are billed based on the duration of their encounter. The current rate for a short visit, ranging from 30 to 60 minutes, stands at $1,000. Should patrons desire additional time, they can opt for an extended visit, extending up from 61 minutes to 120 minutes for an additional $500. It's worth noting that prices may vary depending on the availability, popularity, and experience level of the companion chosen.
And I will say that adult stars will rotate through these sometimes.
Ooh,
They'll
well,
become
there-
available.
that's
So
probably-
I'm sure
that's
those are
Um,
other reviews. But I got to tell you, most guys I know would only be dropping $1,000. That's all they would need to drop. If it's by duration.
Yeah. Wow.
I would get a cut rate. I'd get a discount.
Well, if you're
Membership perks and benefits. For those frequenting the Bunny Ranch regularly, membership offers exclusive advantages by paying an annual fee of $5,000. Members gain access to discounted rates and services.
I don't think that particular one is a discounted.
There's a rate for going through the front door of the ranch and the back door as well. Well, I don't know.
Probably different rate
for that.
It is. Well, it is late night, you guys. So we we went a little Donnie Cho style a little bit. To start
Sure
the show.
did. I'm surprised we didn't summon him with all this.
Oh my lord! No, because we wouldn't get him off the show, and the show would never get started. Although it is technically started.
Oh, I can see the memes and everything flying about us, man.
Bunny Ranch,
Oh yeah,
internet search just spiked.
Did you see Rob Show? Ban him from the airwaves. Anyway.
Wow.
So thanks everybody for coming in. If you're new, yeah, we gotta roll a little different at nighttime.
Now everything, yeah.
We don't go this route. This first time we went this route. We're a little more, we talk about mayonnaise and stuff like that.
I was gonna say, yeah, let's not talk about
I
mayonnaise.
don't want to bring that up because it fits right in.
Not a good segue, no.
Not a Dukes and Hellman's moment. Is what
We gotta stay away from mayonnaise and tuna fish. We can't go there, folks.
No tuna sandwiches. No
tuna
Hellman
sandwiches.
versus Dukes.
And for God's sake, no tuna salad.
I was just doing the math.
Were
So,
they instructing for pickle relish?
Oh boy, I was,
Look at Monica. Oh my God.
And I was just wondering, those poor fellows that, understand, you pay your rate and then when it's done, it's done. What about these dudes that pay the 1,000, they go 3 minutes?
Too bad.
And you've
That's
got an
right.
extra 27 to spare.
You know what I'm saying?
Amy Krill says so. Amy Krill says so. The next conference is going to be in Vegas.
Yeah, well, we got to get through this first one.
Let me tell you, if they think that you're going to hold a conference in their town, they send people. The hotels will send people to
You're going to
you.
have them all up.
That happened to me in Reno. They sent representatives from the hotel to me in Dallas to try to talk me into using their hotel for a conference.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. Well, we'll be better flip the script just a little bit.
Like a 180.
Yeah, I found some bizarre news stuff we can chat about a little bit. A couple pictures, and why don't we get this ball rolling? Very nice, very nice. So, whoops, and whoops again. Okay, so this first one, I do have a picture for this one. There's this lady on this news report on NBC or something. A lot of these bizarre news are pretty relative. Most of these are this month, so the month of February. A lady goes on to say that she moved into a Victorian era home and found this death mask in the floorboards. Remember last week? I don't know who all was on. I forget already. My memory. We did the floorboards, and there was that book, that bounded book, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I found something else. I wasn't looking for this, but yeah, they found this death mask. So they say in their floorboards doing some remodeling.
Huh.
The woman moved into a converted Victorian home. Discovered it had more than creaky floorboards. The anonymous homeowner said her husband found what they believe is a death mask, a Victorian era plaster cast of a person's face. Apparently, it was casted right after they died.
Yeah,
It was lurking underneath the floors in their home. Says the Mirror. I guess this publication called The Mirror reported this. My husband was pulling out the floorboards and found the desk mask. It's very much a death mask, no doubt, right? It's a plaster cast, and I'm sure the person must have been dead or at least unconscious because one of the eyelids was very slightly open with the imprint where the imprint of the face was made. She described the mask as being of a middle-aged woman without eyebrows. The identity of the woman is yet to be determined. Nothing is written on the casting. There's only a little hook at the back that looks like the mask could be mounted on a wall. As she goes on. And of course, she says it's very mysterious. I guess so. The house I live in is a classic Victorian house that was converted into flats a while back. I don't know how it ended up under the floor. There isn't anything specific next to it, only a bunch of gravel and soil, as she goes on to explain. She also is perplexed as what to do with the mask, she says. Quote, I don't know what to do with it. Would it be bad luck to sell it? I don't know how else to dispose of it. I'm not too keen on keeping it in the flat. It's super creepy, she says. And then I looked up a couple things really quickly. The art of making death masks dates back to ancient Egypt when they aided sculptors with creating portraits and tomb effigies, according to the Encyclopedia Britannica. Well, whatever. They've been used over the centuries by various cultures, and even in medieval England and France used these for their royal funeral services. Death masks were also popular in the Victorian era. Scientists believe that a person's character could be determined by the shape of their head, a pseudoscience called phrenology. Between the 1820s and 1840s, British phrenologist and mask maker James DeVille got around 2,000 specimens as reported by CNN. Around 20 years ago, Victorian death masks were discovered in the basement of Worcester Royal Hospital in England. Just a few years ago, they were identified as executed criminals. I believe that's it. Oh, that's it. Wow. Oh, I screwed something up. But anyway, that's that one. And I will show you guys the picture of this why can't I say death mask? Wow. We have a problem with that. Let's see. Oh, I got it in here. Never mind. And here's a picture. Here we go. Kind of creepy.
That is creepy.
I mean, it's almost too perfect.
Yeah.
Well, when you don't got to worry about it moving or breathing, you get a pretty good cast.
It's true. Look how lifelike. I mean, you can see like the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the way they had the amount of the packing job that they had to do in that stuff to get that much detail out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking it could not have been there that long, even though it was perfectly, plastered or whatever you want to call it. Wouldn't it just fade, deteriorate over years? So to me, I'm thinking it might have been several years old, not decades old.
Yeah, it doesn't look old.
Well, I guess it would depend if it was wrapped up or and what it was encased in, that kind of thing.
It kind of sounds like the Bunny Ranch. Just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Determines how long it lasts.
Oh boy. Well,
Sorry.
it's fantastic. Trust me. Well, we all heard about these before, eggs. Everyone's bitching about the prices of eggs, right? I guess this isn't, I don't know what state this is. Pennsylvania, $6.39 a dozen, I guess. Oh, wow, look, on their shelf, they got the bizarre news. How crazy is that? Yeah, wow.
What a coincidence.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd want to buy those eggs or not.
Yeah, I don't know either. This takes place in, Antrim Township, Pennsylvania. This is kind of, I don't know, this is weird. So, yeah, we're all hearing about these eggs, and people are bitching and moaning about eggs. I'm like, you guys just get over it. It's the world we live in today. I get it. It's a lot of money. Who wants to pay that much money? I get it. My buddy's always bitching about it. I'm like, stop with the eggs already, man. So I thought it was funny just to post this tonight. The heist of 100,000 eggs from the back of a trailer in Pennsylvania has become a whodunit that police have yet to crack. I rewrote some of this, to be humorous. You get it, right?
Yes.
4 days after the theft, that law enforcement say it could be tied to the sky-high cost of eggs. No leads have come in. Trooper First Class Megan Frazier, a spokesperson for the Pennsylvania State Police, said Wednesday, "We're relying on leads from the people in the community. So we're hoping that somebody knows something or something about this, and they'll call us and give us some tips," she says. Police are also following up with any possible witnesses and looking into surveillance footage that could help them identify the perpetrator as they race to solve the mystery. In my career, I've never heard of 100,000 eggs being stolen. This is definitely unique, says Frazier, who has a dozen years experience on the job. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was doing tonight. I was in one of those moods, so I want to be a little funny.
Dad
Come
joking
on,
it up.
guys.
Dad
100,000
joking it
eggs.
up.
Yeah.
Well, Keith was saying, was it Keith? Yeah. Keith Waffle House is charging us surcharge on eggs.
That's crazy.
And 86 says they can't even get them in Australia. And I know I was talking to Danielle the other day. They can't hardly get them in Canada either. Like the shells are empty.
Wow.
Well, I will tell you what they're empty. Good old BMR. I had to go out and buy some heat. It's called heat, but it's for your driveway.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Lowe's. This is yesterday because it's been snowing like gangbusters around here. I went to Lowe's, Home Depot, a place called Ace Hardware. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
We have those here.
I went to a Target. I even went to a Kroger and like a party store, 6 places. So I'm driving around to find ice, and everybody's sold out where I live. You couldn't get a bag of heat or not even ice or rock salt, which I don't like using because it messes up the concrete, gets on your shoes, you bring it in the house. Well, so I like the heat because it's very biodegradable and it melts. It does a great job. So I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, crazy.
You're probably running short on kitty litter too, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that supposed to be a thing for snow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's more ice because
For traction.
It gives you a little traction on the ice.
Oh wow! Did not know that.
Y'all got a lot of people running around with snow chains?
No, not where I live.
Not here either.
That's more of the mountains, isn't it, Tex? Or
Well, I know,
trail.
like when we go to Rio Doce, New Mexico, and you go to Cloud Crop, there's certain times of year where your snow chains are mandatory before you can go up there.
Yeah, it's at elevation though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like up in the mountains.
Yeah.
You get that when you go over the Sierras in the winter.
I wasn't sure. I've never lived in Michigan or any place where it like snows all the time. Or whatever.
Well, yeah, it does. Upper Peninsula. I mean, north of me by about 100 miles, it snows it snows here all the time in February. We don't get much in December or January. February is the month, and then in March it's going to be 65 degrees. So, I mean, that's just the way we roll here in Michigan. Keith knows that. And Keith is actually north of me. He might get a little more snow than I do. I'm not reading the chat right now because I got this other thing up. But north of here, dude, I couldn't live up north. They get like 10 feet of snow, 15 feet of snow. And it covers your door. Can't get out of your house. Terrible.
Wow.
And there's people with $1 million homes, like on the lake, Great Lakes. Yeah, if I had $1 million home, it wouldn't be up north. It'd be somewhere else. But anyway, I thought that was interesting, that egg story. Here's something that, what is this? Okay, here's something. I don't have a picture for this. I just found this intriguing a little bit. The late researcher, Dr. Ian Stevenson, once came up with a novel way of providing that we could speak to the dead. Dr. Stevenson, who died back in 2007, was a distinguished psychiatrist who was known for founding the Division of the Perpetual Studies at the University of Virginia School of Medicine, a department that was and still is dedicated to the investigation of reincarnation, life after death, and other such topics. During his time there, he and his colleagues documented 2,500 cases of children who seemed to recall details of their past lives and conducted extensive research into each one in order to find evidence to corroborate those memories. But it was an experiment set up by Dr. Stevenson in an attempt to prove that communication with the dead was possible, which remains the most unique and notable thing about his work at the department. He came up with this process which they call the combination lock test for survival. This is an unassuming object. It is essentially little more than a standard 6-digit combination lock that has remained unopened for decades. Dr. Stevenson reasoned that if he could transmit the combination code for the lock to someone after he was dead, He would prove that not only our spirit continues to endure death, but that it was also possible to communicate with those who have already passed on. Dr. Stevens set up the program and planned his death and sent the combination on to his relatives to unlock him from beyond the grave. Unfortunately, the relatives were not able to communicate with the dead doctor, which kind of squelches his theory. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm talking about bizarre news. That's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Houdini did the same kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He told because he and his wife believed very much in that. And he told her, like, if I can come back and communicate to you, he gave her a secret word. He goes, if any of these mediums are legit and I'm able to communicate through them, yeah, like they should be able to tell you what the word is.
Right.
Did any of them?
Nope.
Eventually one did.
Really? I didn't think anybody did.
No, they did. One person did, but it was many, many years later.
Right. Wow.
And the word, I'm surprised nobody even guessed it before then, because the word was believe.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Pretty simple word, really, you know.
Yeah, but I think everybody else was coming up with these long phrases or these, grandiose, like,
Right.
whatever you want to call it,
Right.
messages. And it was just one word, believe.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
I don't think we ever spoke about this because that article does talk about reincarnation. What's your guys' thoughts? Anybody here sitting in here tonight believe in reincarnation?
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah.
I do too.
I don't know.
Texas a no?
I don't know. I don't know.
You
Sure.
don't know. Krista and Monica are both yeses. So we'll start with Krista.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know either. I think yes, but I don't really know my reasoning. I've never experienced any. I don't think I've come from a past life, at least not that I know of. So, Krista, what's your basis behind why you think it exists?
So, weird story. Like, I've always been like attracted to like things in like Romania and things like that. And my whole life. And I had a woman who did past life. She told me I was a peasant in Romania in one of my past lives. So, I mean, it just totally made sense. Like, I didn't tell her anything about that. And then she just out of the blue tells me that. So, like, I'm like, oh, man, that kind of got my attention, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Monica?
I hear so many stories of young children who are recalling things from their immediately previous life. They talked about someplace in France that they'd never been before. They're spot on. These are like 4 or 5-year-old children giving details to things that they really shouldn't know. And I think that's very difficult to overlook. I mean, some cases, sure, the parents could be feeding them something, but I don't believe that's the case every time. And then I also heard a theory somebody had a long time ago, and it always stuck with me because we don't know, right? We don't know at the end of the day that you're reincarnated into the same life you're living now until you get it right. And that's what your deja vu is you remembering the different times you've hit that moment in your life because you're reliving it until you get it right, and then you can move on.
Wow. Interesting.
Wow.
Never heard that theory.
So what's your thoughts on what is deja vu?
I mean, exactly. Who knows what it is?
Is that an imprint of a past memory?
Something.
I mean, but if it's a past memory and it's something you're experiencing for the
future
first time, how can it be a past memory?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
unless you're living that cycle repeatedly, like a Groundhog's Day, essentially.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe it's something that you're projecting into the future, because I do get deja vu quite regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all do. It's not unique to me.
I'll get it from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it a lot of times where I'm in a conversation with somebody and I'm like, did we have this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, I remember, and it's like, you know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's weird.
Next Friday, actually, Brandi and I are doing our show on like past lives and stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about the whole reincarnation thing. I think it's a cool concept, and I'd like to think it's real. It's a thing. I've been told that I at least have a couple of past lives, but I don't know how that all works. I was told, I think it was one. I know one was a Civil War. I can't remember if one was the Revolutionary War or World War One. Can't remember. But yeah, somebody told me. I can't remember who told me that.
Mm-hmm. So here's a quick, I just started. Keith says, have y'all heard about birthmarks being the point of injury in a past life that caused your death? Shaman told me I fell and injured my arm, birthmark on my left arm. I have heard that.
I have not heard that. That's kind of that's an interesting.
That's a really
concept.
popular one.
Yeah. I believe it though, honestly.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't. I mean, the fact of the matter is, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, we don't.
Do you guys believe that you can come back like as a grasshopper or somebody else?
Mm.
A grasshopper?
Well, yeah, no, I've heard people, come back as a butterfly, a grasshopper, or
That's
maybe
more
or
like
a different person.
Buddhism, where your lives are at different levels, like different.
Mhm.
Like you have to build your way up to human, but you start off as like bugs and then animals, and then I guess as your karma gets better, you get you're ascending a ladder, kind of.
Mhm.
I've kind of heard something like that. It's like a higher conscious level or something like that, whatever they call it. You know, but I would think if, and I'm going to say if because I don't know, but if reincarnation's a thing, you'd have to come back with something with a soul. I'm not too sure insects have a soul. You know?
Mm.
Yeah, but this particular religion believes like everything has a soul. Everything has a life force, right?
Mhm.
Everything has a life.
But, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. In my mind, I think you have to be self-aware to have a soul.
Mhm.
You know?
Right.
I mean, does a cockroach have a soul?
I think they're self-aware.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they know what they're doing.
Mhm.
Can they be trained? Yes, they have an intelligence. So
We welcome Brandi. Haven't seen Brandi in a minute. Thanks,
Brandi.
Brandi.
Hi.
We're just
Hey, I was just over on Brent's show, Paranormal Portal.
Mhm.
I didn't realize it was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's always a question you must ask when you go on an interview. I went on
Yeah.
one some time back. It was 5 hours. Yeah.
Well, us misfit toys go on for however long you need us. Could be
Yeah.
an hour, 2 hours, and sometimes 4. Tex.
Well, it just depends how white. Oh, God.
It is late. It is late night. Brandi, you missed us
How
talking.
tight you wind us up.
Brandi, you did miss us talking about bordellos before the start of the show. So
For like the first 30 minutes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's not start again. Everybody's probably tired of that.
It's,
I don't feel like everybody's tired of that.
No. Because then Tex said something, talked about being wrapped up, and
Yeah.
like the bunny ranch, there you go.
And then I said something innocent about the mayonnaise challenge, which was totally blown out of proportion. So I don't know.
Yeah, you missed quite the combo. Just
Oh,
saying.
yeah. You'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, we decided we couldn't. After the conversation we had, we could not. There's no way we could discuss mayonnaise or tuna fish.
But we've decided we're having our next conference in Las Vegas.
Close to the Bunny Ranch. Did you know
Oh,
it's
my
$1,000 for 30 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour? Did you know that?
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Tex looked it up for us.
I wonder how many guys go in and ask how much is it for 10 minutes?
Oh my Lord.
10 minutes.
Hey,
And that's
Okay,
walking up the
what about
stairs time too.
What about
$1,000. Minimum is $1,000. 10 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how I'd run it.
Yeah. And then we come to the conclusion that this was a topic for Donnie's show.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Joe. Hey, Donnie. Speaking of Donnie, Joe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you missed.
Oh,
Hey,
Hello,
Breezy.
everybody coming on in.
you're killing me.
We'll get off that topic because we did 30 minutes of it.
Okay, Rob, you just said it again. Get off that topic.
I already said it.
So let me ask you another thing about this. We'll get Brandy's take in a minute. Do you guys think that when we're talking about this reincarnation, do you think there's certain folks live the past life? In other words, and I don't know how that would work. Believe it or not, I talked to this guy that said he died with Napoleon and was one of his warriors. Trying to get the guy on the show, that'd be very interesting. Really,
Yeah.
I've talked to this guy. Do you think that's possible? But how would that be? Would that we have one soul, from my understanding, but if you lived in the 18th century as a warrior, and then you're reborn today in the year 2000, I don't get how that matches up, if it even is possible. If we supposedly have one soul, souls don't transfer, do they?
Well, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that it depends depends if you what you believe in reincarnation. You know, I mean, what level you believe. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, I know you would know, Tex, but I'm just throwing it out there because it is.
I don't know. I didn't know bugs had a soul till tonight. So it's.
Yeah.
I was. Oh man, I almost shot myself in the foot with that. Never mind.
I'm listening. I'm like, okay. Well,
Yeah, go ahead,
I don't know. Krista and I had talked. We're going to do a show next Friday, kind of along this line in the subject, and I'm doing research into a lot of these people who are, they're born, they're normal, they have their own soul, and then for some reason they're between 2 and 5 or somewhere in that age group, they start having other people's memories, like can describe where they lived and what they look like and just certain things that they wouldn't have known.
Right.
And so we're gonna kind of take a look at the same subject next Friday. So I've come up with a lot of names because evidently this is not a rare thing. There's a lot of people who go through this the similar situation where they actually have memories of someone else and it wasn't their life. So I don't have a lot to say about that right now, but I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know if they're actually reincarnated or if we're actually having a break in time or our timeline is fragmented where where people are living 2 different timelines, but it cracks and they kind of intertwine a little bit. Very strange, but I'm looking forward to digging into this more because it's a deep subject.
Yeah.
So it's a bunny ranch.
Yes, that's very deep indeed. You guys, I was talking to another guy that says when you cross over, when you see the light, you can make a choice of what you want to come back as. Like, or you also can say to the light, whatever you believe in, that yeah, I want to come to the light, or no, I want to stay back,
Not always.
or I want to go somewhere else. You
Not
guys-
always.
So, Chris, what's up with that?
So, I mean, the whole point of Brandi and I doing this show next week is I lost my cousin on Monday,
Yeah.
and he had a stroke 3 years ago, and he was saved by CPR. He saw the light, and there was a steps through a doorway, and he went to go through it, and the door slammed on him, and he was pissed off at the world that he was not able to go through it. So I don't believe like you have a choice just because of what, like he said, he at least didn't. Maybe some people do have a choice, but he did not have a choice. The
Well,
door shut in his face. So it wasn't his time yet.
Right.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Right.
and I believe that because I believe that however you want to look at the Creator, God, the Great Spirit, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that we do have, there is a plan. You know, if your number's not up, your number's not up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a medic, there was a saying that says, you know, you can do everything wrong for a patient. No matter what it is, they'll come through. And you can do everything right for a patient, and you don't have the final say in it.
Yep.
You know.
Even look here. So Werewolf says, I had an ND. I didn't have a choice. I wanted to stay and I came back. Same thing that happened, you know, with my cousin. So well, like I said, you know, Friday, Brandi and I are really going to dive deep into it. And
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that show
That'd be cool.
because I know some of the research, and I've heard some of the stuff that Brandy's,
mhm.
you know, looked up and everything. And because I had a conversation with y'all about it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's going to be a fascinating show, guys. It really is. I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
Yeah,
last
I just-
question. Go ahead, Brandi.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just there's a lot. There's a lot to it.
So, kind of on a different subject, I want to bring Monica into the conversation here because she's sitting.
Oh, I wanted to ask one last question, Tex.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob.
Do you think we have a death date predetermined?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, when your number's up,
What's your number? How do you know? Is it determined?
you don't. I don't think most people don't know.
Would you
Me too.
want to know?
I would not know. I
I
would
don't
not
think
want
most
to
people
know.
would
I
really want to know.
I would go.
I won't even.
I would go insane.
I won't even tempt fate and go to that death clock thing. No, I do. Nope. Not no.
No.
No. I already strongly believe or feel, I guess is the right word, that I'm going to die a violent death.
You think you are?
So, yeah, I've felt that since I was very, very young, and I have a sense that I'm gonna die a violent death, and it's gonna be helping somebody. I've said that since I was elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as long as I can remember.
Wow.
So, you know, it's like it's. So when I'm all these times I haven't been on a lot, but like when I had my blood clots, okay,
Mhm.
it was scary because I was by myself and nobody could come see me because of COVID. And the thought did cross my mind, I'm going to freaking die here alone, and I hated that, scared me. But in the back of my mind, I knew that wasn't going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I know it's weird. It sounds crazy, but
Yeah, nothing's weird or crazy when we're talking about the bizarre And Monica, you were shaking your head. You think we have a death date. What's your thoughts on that? Why do you think there is one?
I mean,
I mean,
I
a
don't know.
date
It's just
predetermined.
coincidence. I think that
I
it's
would just say
every-
predetermined is what I should say.
yeah. I mean, I can't tell you why I believe that. I just do.
You
I
do.
I
Yeah.
don't
No,
think
that's
that
fair. It's fair answer. The
it's
question is
random.
weird. It's out there anyways.
Mhm.
So, Monica, go ahead and answer the question.
I did.
Oh, I know, but we couldn't hear you because, you know, BMR was stepping all over.
Oh, jeez, Tex. You're really something else, Tex.
Everybody heard me that needed to. Let me put it that way. If it was meant to be heard, it was heard.
I read her. I can tell by her verbal communication. Tex is something you need to work on.
I love you, brother.
So, Tex, what were you going to say?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
You don't remember.
Well, very good. So
already knew
I will go on then to the last piece of bizarre news. Now, this was a 2-page article, which was very scientific, out of Scientific magazine, and I'm not boring everybody with the science. I'm not going to read. I'm pulling out excerpts. Excuse me. BMR cannot talk tonight.
But yeah, you know, Rob, I'm going to throw you a compliment.
Thank
You can be a lot of things. Boring is not one of them.
Well, thank you for that. No, no, I'm definitely not boring, even in my current state of mind.
You're in a boring state of mind. Is that what that implies?
I kind of am. Well, now with you guys, it's just been a long, boring day of shoveling snow and waiting for the show to start. Then Donnie's show starts, and then it ends, and then it starts again, and then it, almost ends. It's just one of those days, you guys.
If you let him come on here, he can end this, and then you can start it again, and then he'll end it.
Yeah.
For you.
Oh, yes. Good old Donnie knows how to do that. That's for sure. So I wanted to start with this. I want to show this. This is kind of cool. And what I liked about it was the ending part. So I just paraphrased most of this. There's in a galaxy far, far away, these scientists discovered that there's enough water to fill trillions of Earth-sized oceans found circling in a black hole. Astronomers had identified a remarkable water reservoir hidden in a corner of the cosmos, circling a quasar more than 12 billion light years away. In that distance, the light we see today began its journey not too long after the universe was formed. The water supply is this distant place is very huge. It contains the equivalent of 140 trillion times all the water in Earth's oceans combined. This supply is sitting near a supermassive black hole that is about 20 billion times more massive than our sun. The black hole is surrounded by a quasar named APM 0827985227, which pumps out as much energy as 1,000 trillion suns. That's redundant. This quasar, according to astronomers, holds the farthest and largest known reservoir of water anywhere in the universe. The environment around this quasar is very unique in that it's producing this huge mass of water, says scientist Dr. Matt Bradford. It's another demonstration that water is pervasive throughout the universe, even at the very earliest of times. Both Bradford's group and a separate team of astronomers study this APM blah, blah, blah numbers, and it's a black hole which sits at the center and draws matter inward. As it does, it warms the surrounding gas and dust, forming an area filled with molecules that have never before been detected at such an immense distance. And it goes on and on and on. But the final question, which I thought to be really bizarre for bizarre news, why is this so important for our Earth or our planet? He goes on to say, with the unknowns in space And if such an occurrence with these black holes as described in this article are formulated in our solar system, the planet as we know today will be pulled like a vacuum and swept into the depths of another galaxy, or the most likely scenario is that our planet Earth would be squeezed to nothing more than a tiny molecule.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. I know you guys. I see you have your brain caps on, so give a minute before somebody gives a thought.
So we're supposed to be crushed into nothingness, basically.
Well, the black hole is so much gravity. Well, this thing is, as I described, with all this power and energy.
Right.
If this formed in our galaxy, boom, yeah, we're swept into a vacuum, and either see, there's a wormhole. I know wormholes can take you to other galaxies and not crush you, but a black hole, I think, can crush you to atoms, no matter what your size.
Yeah, it stretches you out. And yeah. But there's a supermassive black hole at the center of every galaxy.
Okay.
I mean, some of them are dormant and some of them are active.
I wonder if we have an active one near us then?
Well, no, I don't know that near us is really like
Well,
how I would describe it.
well, I
There's
don't
one-
know. I'm not being, 10.
In the center of the Milky Way galaxy, there is a supermount, just like Andromeda. And you know that we are currently, we're going to collide with the Andromeda galaxy, right? Did you know that?
I did not know that, no.
Yeah, if you were able to see the Andromeda galaxy, like in the night sky, like with the naked eye, it's like so crazy close.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, Monica.
Google it. Look it up. I mean, it's legit. But it's been known for years, like a long time, that the galaxies were colliding.
We're going to be long gone.
Is there-
before that.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, is there going to be any like serious consequence for Earth? I mean, if it, I would say merge or collide.
Well, I mean, if you can look and it shows you like this pinpoint, like this massive galaxy and this little pinpoint that you can't even see, like Earth is here. And I mean, I'm sure it would at some point. And there's even like they theorize like when they fully merge, like how it's going to redistribute the galaxies and reform potentially.
Okay. So, I mean, Earth could be basically extinct at that point because, I mean, if we're pulled away from the sun and then da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, but we're a little, like the galaxy is so big and our little solar system is so minuscule in that.
Oh, maybe it'll pull us all in. Just go, let me scooch in. Let me scooch. I'll scooch in. That's all I want.
Like
That's
it's going
good.
to happen next week. It's not like it's
Uh-oh.
zooming in. I knew Donnie would pop up with this subject.
Mr. Donnie Cho. Oh, do I have to add him? Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hello, Donnie. What's
Hey.
up, man?
You guys were talking about reincarnation in space, and I'm like, how am I not in this conversation?
Well, you're here now, my
Yeah.
buddy. You're here. You can
So
go.
yeah, let's talk about space, guys.
Well, Donnie, why don't you,
Nerd out for us,
Why
Cho.
don't you give us your thoughts?
Okay.
Your takes?
So yeah, Monica was pretty accurate when she said that just about every galaxy in the middle is a supermassive black hole. They are basically what define what a galaxy is. If there were no supermassive black holes, there would be no galaxies because they kind of what gives it its form. Quasars are essentially just active supermassive black holes. They're mid-meal. They're like eating stuff. If they're not eating stuff, they're just a regular supermassive black hole. And yes, we are about to collide with Andromeda, but that's not going to happen for a few billion years. But there is some recent stuff coming out right now where now there's some question to that. Some people think that they may not be, but it's not going to be any big deal because they think that the stars are mostly going to just pass by each other just because the volume of space is so huge that the probability of us actually colliding with another solar system are actually quite low.
Yeah.
So
So I was reading,
That's it.
Donnie, somewhere that we've got there's some asteroids that they're scheduled to hit the planet in 2075.
Yeah,
I don't,
but we'll all be gone by then.
but
It's all good.
we'll be dead. I don't. 2075. Yeah, I'll be floating around
Who
somewhere.
cares about
But
them?
though, what about these little? I was reading an article. There's a lot of meteorites that could be the size of maybe a small shed that possibly could hit Earth and take out some cities, which
Yeah.
are more prevalent than a huge asteroid.
I heard that too.
You did?
The one I heard about that's supposed to hit fairly, or has a chance to hit fairly soon, is they say it's going to hit like in Africa region.
Oh, they gave the potential swath. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same size as the one that hit in Siberia.
Yeah.
So
Which,
the
you know,
swath or the
it
other
won't
one?
be such a big deal. I'm sure they've got other problems.
Nobody will notice.
Yeah.
That's what Donnie's saying. It'll hit in the middle of the desert.
If it's small enough where it's like a Tunguska thing, where it was essentially basically like a nuclear bomb went off,
Yeah.
like the old school hydrogen bombs, which basically would have taken out like a city. But if it lands in the middle of the wilderness, you just lose out on some trees.
It's another Tunguska.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're saying, I mean, right now it's the size of a football field.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how much of
So-
it'll get eaten up when it enters the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lava get
Like a
eaten up.
considerable amount of it, I would imagine.
And even that, it's only like a 1% chance of actually hitting. And when it
Yeah.
does, it's going to be like, what, 60 years from now? We'll all be gone. Who cares?
I thought it was like
No, it's in 2032.
2032. Oh, yes. You're right. 2032. I did hear that.
Yep.
Yeah, just 1%.
I
By
hope
the
I'm
time
still here in 2032. That would
in
be sweet.
2032, I'll be 52 years old. I'll be past the point of caring by then. I'll be like, just let
I'll
it
be
go.
59.
Yeah. We'll all be at the age where we're just like, okay, here it is. Let's see it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm ready.
Crap in my life.
Yeah,
It's add
the-
this to the list.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is I think of meteorite, I think of moldavite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, ooh, we could be rich if we find it. If we get there first.
See, I think
Dang.
of the actual meteorites. Those are so valuable. Just a legit meteorite.
Mm-hmm. Right? That's what I mean. I mean, we could have lots of money. We just have to race to get there first.
Isn't there like people that go out and hunt those things?
Oh yeah.
Meteorites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. They're trying to cash in.
Yeah.
You know what I'd
Yeah.
love to do?
Yeah.
I'd love to go look for them in Antarctica because apparently they're just laying there. Like they're hard to find, but they're just there.
They're just under the ice that we
Or they
have
lay
to-
on top, like when they burn up and they hit, like they just
Mhm.
they're there.
they're just there and we just have to find them.
Yeah.
In
I'm not
Antarctica.
saying there's a ton of them, but like
Yeah.
I've heard that. You've heard that too, Donnie, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's Antarctica. I mean,
I know.
by the
I
time
mean,
you're
I already
there,
want to go to Antarctica and understand why nobody wants us there.
Right?
Is it,
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, I think.
Like I'd like to go beyond McMurdo.
It's because of the aliens. I missed part of that conversation. I just
The
switched
ice
my
spiders,
headphones.
dude. Come on.
Antarctica.
Mm.
Why nobody wants to? Well, I figure nobody wants to be there because it's Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no spring season in Antarctica.
There's literally
No.
nothing there.
Yeah, but these
Yeah.
hell, none of us would want to go. But even there's hardly no researchers out there, from my understanding.
I mean,
Seven, eight-
there's some researchers out there, but even those researchers, they film what their lives are like on a day-to-day basis.
Now, I follow a girl on TikTok
Yeah,
that lives up there.
there's literally nothing there.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I
wanna
think
see
I
it
saw
for
a
myself.
guy who travels around the world. He just goes all these places, and he went to this town, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but he went to this town, and they don't want you walking around the town or just outside the town at nighttime because of the polar bears.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my
I'll heed that
gosh.
warning. I'll heed that warning. That's a very specific reason not to go outside or walk around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they'll walk around outside of
You know.
outside of town, and specifically try not to walk around town. But I mean,
Yeah.
some people do.
That
But
would
they're all
be like staying on Jurassic Park, and then you're about to go out at night, and then the Jurassic Park people are like, "Yeah, you probably don't want to go out right now. There's velociraptors."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
vampires and
I'm
I'm just like,
staying.
okay, I'll stay in. Yeah.
I'll just think, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, there's a
But I mean,
T-Rex.
even staying,
Yeah.
but even staying in your house, it's not going to stop a polar bear.
It's not going to
No.
stop any bear. But you have less of a chance of
It'll
getting
definitely
mauled to
decrease
death
his
in your
odds,
house.
though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
You're not
surprised.
one target.
I'd be surprised. I'd be afraid to cook bacon after dark or whatever.
Not right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Not taking the garbage out after dark, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No.
You need a bear vault.
Damn polar
your
bears.
house.
Yeah.
Mhm. Could you
Yeah, we
imagine
have
my
tornado.
dog
We have
outside?
tornado shelters here. They have bear shelters there, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like, why do you have bars on your windows? Is there a lot of crime? No.
You know what
Just the
you know what
bears.
the solution to the polar bear problem is? We got to crossbreed them with pandas, and then they become more docile and easier to handle.
At least a little bit more friendly and fun loving. You know what I
Those
mean?
pandas, they're
They're
useless.
at least
they don't
adorable
do
while they're
anything.
mauling
Yeah.
you to death. I mean,
Yeah. They
Have
are.
you ever seen that video of that
Bears
panda
are
snatching that person up on that TV show?
If you get mauled to death by a panda, you deserve it.
Is a panda bear something that we could take, Donnie?
No.
I'm just saying,
Fight.
just introduce like a mommy panda to a daddy polar bear. Let the magic happen. You know, after a couple generations, we don't have to worry about the polar bear problem busting into our house and no more.
You got to pay double to see that at the bunny ranch.
Well, has it?
Just
You
saying.
would pay double.
You paid double.
That's a lot of money there, Rob.
Yeah, well, I would spend it.
Remember, 30 minutes is $1,000.
Man,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
must be some really amazing bunnies. I mean, I was
Yeah.
talking about polar bears.
You
or
missed the
panda
first
bears,
part of
but-
the show,
You missed
Don.
it, Donnie.
Yeah,
it was totally it was a total Donnie show.
But I want to know more
No
about
way
these
that
bunnies
Donnie
now.
Cho
What kind of
doesn't
bunnies
want
are
the bunny
these?
ranches.
Yeah.
We're not going there just now.
The ones with pink ears and white tails.
Oh my God.
Just see this.
BJ, my mom was cooking chicken for dinner one evening, and a big black bear was at the door with his feet up on the metal screen
Wow.
door looking in. He wanted the chicken. I went and shut the main door. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
black bears,
absolutely.
they know their place. They know their place. Yeah.
Well, don't they have like polar bears and like grizzly bears, like
Yeah.
they've mated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they have. They have.
Yeah, I
they
thought
have
so.
those. Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but
That's awesome. That's awesome.
no, so it seriously makes like
No,
a.
there are like
Yeah,
polar
there
bear,
really are.
grizzly bear hybrids. They're like kind of all over the
No,
place.
I
in
don't
Canada.
doubt you. I'm just saying. Like
Yeah.
an extra like aggressive new mutant breed of bear.
I know. I mean, we thought polar bears were just angry.
Yeah.
Well, polar bear is like one of the few animals, or maybe the only one that actively hunts humans.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
I
You're
think
right.
so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
hungry.
I mean,
It's
can you
cold up
imagine
there.
it?
They
Can you
are
imagine a
predators.
crossbreed with a grizzly bear?
I mean, you're
Yeah.
talking
You got a,
something
you
that's
got a
50
killing machine.
That's why I say it's so important that we crossbreed them with pandas, guys. Because those
Koalas.
grizzly bears get in there,
Well, koalas are
cause all this
jerks.
chaos.
Koalas are just smaller.
Yeah.
Drop bears. They're not nice. Have you ever seen a wet koala? They look terrifying.
Yeah.
They look like nightmares.
Yeah,
Dropping out of the eucalyptus trees on you.
drop
that'd be
bears.
Drop bears.
a wet koala. Yeah.
Now I got to look that up. What?
Again, look it up. You don't want that. And my ad professor, one of my ad professors in college, worked for Qantas back in the 80s when they did all those ads.
Yeah.
He was like, koalas are assholes. Don't like. It's like W.C. Fields don't ever, or whoever, don't work with children and animals. He was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he said, it looks cute. He said, you know how many takes we had to do? And that was a vicious little thing.
Mm. So, what do you guys think about all of these efforts you're hearing nowadays of them trying to bring back woolly mammoths? Because I keep thinking, well, that's one way to handle the polar bear problem.
You
Why would
know,
that handle the polar bear problem?
You think a polar bear is going to step up to a woolly mammoth?
well, I think that
It
the polar
might.
bear can eat the woolly mammoth and leave me alone.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a real problem with it. I mean, if it has nothing to bring to our ecosystem or there's no real need for it, they could create a bigger problem by bringing it back. They just don't know what it is yet, just like everything else they keep doing. It's kind of like
There's stuff
we've talked about it before, transplanting animals and, to cure one problem and create a whole nother one.
Well, like the woolly mammoth DNA, like they're getting all of these viable samples, I would imagine, from the permafrost that is defrosting.
Right.
The virus, the crap coming out of that permafrost is terrifying. Those are like, I imagine, viruses that this world hasn't had to contend with for a minute.
Right.
That we're going to
millions of years. Yeah.
Yeah. That we're not prepared to deal with. And that is scary to think about.
So you were talking about a wet panda bear?
A wet koala.
A wet
koala. I'm sorry, koala. So this is a normal koala. Oh, he looks so cute.
Yeah.
I don't like to know.
A bear's a bear. Look at them claws.
Oh my God.
Oh,
is that what all matted now? The sprinkler?
That's a wet. Yeah. That's a wet koala bear.
That's almost half-assed demonic looking.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's a misidentified dog man, okay?
Well, you know what? That's perhaps.
I'm telling you, dogmen look like kangaroos. You ever seen a kangaroo like bow up on a window? It's looking at itself. It thinks it's another kangaroo. They look like they've been imprisoned.
Yeah, the arms and stuff
They
on them.
got biceps on them. I mean, literally, human biceps. They look like a half man, half animal. They do.
Yeah, there's something really wrong with those animals. I just don't understand how they get the arms on them like I don't get it. I don't get it.
I feel like everything in Australia though is just ridiculous. Like
I agree.
The spiders are ridiculous. The snakes are ridiculous. The
bushes are ridiculous. Look up stinging bushes. Read about a stinging bush. Read it.
The jellyfish are ridiculous.
I dare you, read it.
I dare you.
I know that Breezy's in the chat probably laughing his ass off because I said stinging bush.
Well, kind of goes with the concept of the start of the show.
It does. Full circle.
I was going to say you might find one of those out at the ranch.
Well, yeah, but the bunny ranch tests for stinging bushes.
Oh, he went there.
And some of the bunnies are actually wet pandas. Just saying. So the Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah.
They were talking about bringing that back. I was reading this thing and bringing it back. They've got to actually clone. They've cloned some of these, and there was this big report talking about this. And much like Monica, Brandi was saying about screwing up the ecosystem with the woolly mammoth. Well, these people were infuriated because allegedly they wanted to make enough and put them back into society. God, Rob can't think tonight. So, anyways, but the people started bitching because they were glad finally these things went extinct whenever they did, because all they did, if you were a farmer, ravaged your crops. It would kill all the foxes. It would kill your animals. And I guess I didn't realize this. The Tasmanian tiger was a big problem. And that was one of the first species that humans actually wanted to eradicate because of the harm that they did, right? To everybody, to everyone's home.
You mean wild pigs?
Yeah.
I wish they would have done that to the mosquito, but okay.
Yeah.
And now they want to bring this back. Just like you guys have in Texas, those boars, like wild pigs, like Donnie was saying. I can't imagine Having those on my property.
We have them here in Missouri too.
Yeah.
You
They're
do.
all across the
It's
South.
everywhere in the South, man. It's just
Yep.
They're
Yeah,
scary.
it's
too.
because their breeding cycles are nuts. The amount they have are nuts, and they cannot be controlled. I mean, that's why you see all these videos of these guys in helicopters shooting them from helicopters, and it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they have to get a special permit, but they could do it for real.
well. I was talking.
Just to get rid of them.
Well, I was talking on when I was over on Southern Bell Bigfoot this evening. I was talking about.
No,
What
you're on
they-
another show, Tex? Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, I was co-hosting over there. But we were talking about the pig problem, and it got so bad in Texas and Oklahoma that they actually started poisoning for these pigs, and they were using water to poison for the pigs. I mean, that's they're using rat poison, and you bleed to death through every damn orifice you have. Well, the ranchers, people in the Bigfoot community, farmers, everything, they said, you can't do this because this stuff is going to get out in the environment.
It's going to kill everything else.
Right. And the government was like, oh, no, it's not. It won't affect us. Bullshit. I mean, these things are just like rats. When they eat this stuff and they start to die, they go to water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they die in the water. And this was going on for a long time before people really got a hold of what was happening.
Wow.
But they raised so much hell that they suspended it down here in Texas. They said, well, you got to put the brakes on. They took it to, the state representatives and all that kind of stuff. And they put the brakes on it. But you could always tell if you shot one, when you slaughtered it, you could tell if it had been into the warfarin because it would turn the fat layer turquoise. But, yeah, I mean, the pig problem's horrible down here, but don't destroy the ecosystem trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But now, used to people, the farmers and ranchers would let you come on their property for free. They wanted you to come on and eradicate the pigs. Now, since they found out they can make money off of it, they charge you to go hunt damn pigs. It's your problem, not mine, pal. That's why.
You know what I think Texas. You know what I think would help with Texas and the pig problem. They should introduce grizzly bears.
Yeah, that'll help.
What?
They should introduce grizzly because
It
I know
would.
Texas doesn't have grizzly bears, right?
We
They
used
should
to.
bring in some grizzly bears.
There
Grizzly
used to in
bears
the
can
early
handle
1900s.
pigs.
There were grizzly bears in Texas.
Yeah, grizzly bears. That's
Why
the
not?
answer.
Well, I also heard, though, grizzly bears, believe it or not, I thought that they were the elite predator of the bear family.
Oh, grizzly
What-
bears
what
can
is-
handle
what
pigs.
is
They're
the-
pretty much the only animal that can.
But the one that
Yeah.
attacks the most humans, I don't know about pigs, is the brown bear. It's
That is a
supposed to
grizzly
be-
bear.
Is that kind of a?
But they'll be too busy handling all the pigs. They're not going to be worried about people. There's a lot of pigs for them to hunt.
Yeah, but what's easier to hunt, pigs or people? People.
Well,
You're
I
slow.
mean, who's asking?
Well, I think okay, so we're talking about the Kodiak, which is a subspecies of the brown bear. So
Which are
yeah, I
huge.
could see that. I could see that.
Right.
I mean, they have reintroduced wolves, red wolf, and they're coming down through Oklahoma, and they're actually spreading quicker than they thought. Every once in a while, we'll hear them out in Brown Springs, The
What's
grizzly
better
pig
at
and
hunting
any
pigs, wolves or bears?
I don't know.
Whichever does the best job, I don't care. They just need to do it.
Yeah.
I would think wolves. I would think
Wolves.
wolves.
Yeah, because they hunt in packs.
And they're faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
with one of
pigeon.
them hogs, if you go one-on-one with one,
Those
the
hogs
toss
can
up
be
would be
nasty. Even for a
50-50.
wolf, those hogs can be nasty.
Yeah, but they fight.
But,
They
grizzly
go in
bear?
packs, so there'll be more than one. You know, but if you go after a hog one-on-one, I'd have to toss a coin on who'd win.
I mean, if you really wanted to handle the pig situation, you just bring in a bunch of Komodo dragons. Then you've really got to handle
That would take care of it.
Komodo
Yeah.
dragons.
One bite,
will
and that's
handle
it.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
like, aren't they
Yeah,
like?
but we want to keep our deer population.
Do we really? Huh?
Komodo
we got 1
dragons, that's
billion.
the answer,
We got
baby.
1 billion.
Yeah.
We have 1 billion white-tailed deer here in my state alone.
Well, I know they did have to. They did extend the hunting season down here because the deer is overpopulated.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
See, Komodo dragons would be perfect because in the wintertime they just freeze.
And
So you
fall
don't have
out
to
of
worry
trees
about them. Yeah.
like iguanas.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Well, they got everything else in Florida. Hell, it won't be long before we have Komodo dragons,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, anyway, I'm going to head out, guys. It's time for me to play some video games and to go to bed.
Yeah, well, you know, we started a little late.
Johnny.
It's almost 1 in the morning where I live. I'm a little bit tired here, and thanks for everybody for coming on in. It was a pretty cool show. Brandi, thanks for coming back after your deal with Brent over there. That was nice.
Yeah, had a good time. He said he thanked me for not having to talk all night. He wound me up and let me go.
Oh yeah, after you found out 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. You know, yeah, talking about yourself. Pretty much,
Well, I wasn't talking about myself, but
your
it was
experiences, your this, that, and the other. I get it.
yeah, and we didn't even talk about it all.
It
I was
is.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I said that's a whole nother show about everything else.
Yep.
So, what do y'all got? What we got going tomorrow? Anybody got anything going tomorrow? I mean, me and Monica's got our show tomorrow night.
Yeah, we got Truth or Tinfoil at 5 p.m. Central.
Vegas Conference Fund.
Oh, yeah.
You bet, sister. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Now, I forgot we are not having a night owl show tomorrow.
Well,
I'm going to be on Paranormal Soup tomorrow night.
Paranormal Soup. Very nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who typically has shows on Sunday? Is that you, Tex? You have the Night Owl
Yeah,
and
he
then
does.
Truth or Tinfoil?
I have Truth or Tinfoil at 5 p.m. Central. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
6 o'clock in the East.
I don't know. I know I'm off till Tuesday, so that's all I know.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm off. That's it.
That's it till
I'm
Tuesday.
it.
Yeah. Well, if you're off until Tuesday, we'll go another 2 hours. There's 75 people in chat. No, I'm just kidding. We'll have to. BMR couldn't talk tonight for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, it was a great show. Thanks for coming on in.
It was
Thanks
fun.
for everybody for coming in and hanging out with us. Yeah, Saturday nights are a little different, as most of you found out that are new here anyways. So subscribe to Texas Front Porch on YouTube. Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, Monica Rounds Our Paranormal World, Donnie Cho Says Stuff, The Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast, Paranormal Paul, all found on YouTube.
Yep.
With that said, I'm BMR. For Monica, Krista, Donnie, Brandi, and Tex, I've got to, go through all my crap here and find the exit button. Until next time, we're out.
See y'all.
Thanks, everybody. Hit the like button on your way out. Thank you.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.